Whoa! Welcome back to Geekshow Arcade.
You stumbled onto us once more.
That's right.
Geekshow Arcade.
Oh, the cadence is perfect, Jared.
The in-betweeners, that's for you.
We watched an old Bit PhysX.
No. Stop. No. You don't get to tell them what we did in between. It's super secret.
Teasing it. I'm teasing it for them.
We watched some good content in the in-between. And I'm not talking about Lane's content. I'm talking about my content.
Hey, don't blame Lang for your foibles.
I like pissing off Lane. It's fun.
Blame Japan's internet.
All right. This is Geekshow Arcade, where we talk about games and video games related things. Let's introduce our panelists. Right here we have Tarshar, Geekshow Help Desk. Owen.
Tyshar, Geekshow Help Desk.
Tarshar.
Are you even reading Wheel of Time, Tony?
Not right now.
Let's tell you what. Let me tell you
I'm on
something.
a palate cleanser.
Let me tell you what. Right now, I got to the Promised Land. I got to the books.
How did you get through that many books so fast? You've only been doing it again for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I got to the Promised Land. I got through books.
He didn't answer that at all.
7, 8, and 9.
We know how. We talked about it before the show.
Yeah, I consume always. But I finally got to.
Always be consuming.
And so I got to the Brandon Sanderson content of Wheel of Time, and
It's so good, right?
oh my gosh, I already thought Robert Jordan was good, but now I just realized that the last 3 books just really
They're
made
the best.
They just made me feel like Robert Jordan was a really great author, but it was just because of the Brandon Sanderson writing style. So I'm there. I don't even care about the slow parts anymore because he writes good.
Sounds like you're justifying my Robert Jordan melancholy.
I'm not justifying it. Hey, Tony, it's about to get good, okay?
Okay, yeah, I've
Did we
heard that
change
too
the
many
show?
times.
Are we suddenly doing books?
Anyway, Tyshar Geek Show Help Desk. If you know, you know. Move on to the next guest. That's me, Owen.
Host.
Next host.
Next host.
No,
You
go to the
got,
guest. Go to the next guest. His name's Lando.
Captain Complainer down there. It's Lando.
Yeah, I saw my chair's junk first, baby. Let's go. I'm Lando.
I don't even know what to say. Moving on to Jaren.
Junk first.
Hi, I'm Jaren. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jeronius.
You went back.
Yeah.
So what happened to Jaren.Bass? Jaren.Douche?
Hey.
Jaren.TechBro?
Anyway, we got a host. His name's Tony.
Hey, I'm at Quad T on Blue Sky.
Confident. You don't need to change.
That's
you don't
right.
Need to find some.
I'm also too lazy to change. So there. You can also find me on other Geek Show podcast stuff. All right, let us see if do we have any emails?
Yeah, we do. Got a lot of
Hmm.
emails, actually. One was
Lot
meant
of
for Help
emails.
Desk, but it was sent to Arcade, so I'll have to save that one for another time. Got an email from
That's
Lang.
fair.
He says, still no in-between account, huh? Crazy, right? Anywho, here's another one for you. If your significant other started getting into gaming, what game would bother you the most if they easily succeeded at faster and better than you ever did?
Oh.
Dumb question.
I don't think it would bother me. I'd be impressed
Yeah.
and kind of turned on.
I don't
Me
think
too.
that would bother me either.
Yeah.
If,
I don't play
if,
any games really competitively.
If my
so-
wife jumped into the original GoldenEye and ran the 30-second run that you have to get the achievement in the facility, and like did it in like less than 400 tries, then I would probably be like, no, I wouldn't care. I would be really impressed. Like Jaren, I'd probably be turned on. I'd be like, wow, yeah,
oh, that's hot.
that's hot.
Yeah.
I guess nothing would really bother me in that way. I'd be like, you're gaming? All right. All right.
How did you get into my house? You look like my wife, but you don't act like my wife.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous, like body snatchers worried, but
How does your romanticy work into this video game stuff?
yeah.
All right, there you go. Thanks for writing in, Lang. Anything else, Jaren?
Yeah, we got another email from Morgan. He says, hey, Gadget hosts, I'm looking for a gaming chair and could use your expert recommendations. My budget is around $250. And I'm specifically looking for one with a footrest that's comfortable for long gaming sessions. Thanks.
I have no idea.
What?
None of the things I could think of that have a footrest are under 250
Yeah, the
bucks.
footrest part, that's the hard part.
You're looking at 400 plus if you want, because the footrest usually only comes on the higher end.
So, I don't have an opinion
Chairs.
here, but I will tell you my advice. I had some advice from one of the guys I work with. His advice was spend all the money that comes in contact between you and the ground, i.e. shoes, i.e. beds, i.e. chairs. Spend the money there. It's worth your time and investment for your mental health. And not your mental health, your actual physical health.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I know you have a budget. Everyone's got a budget, and in this economy, we have to. I understand that.
I would say.
But
There
you
are
weren't done. That was a
there
long
are
pause.
chairs on Amazon with footrests for under 250, but it's
Who knows about
uncharted
quality?
territory, right?
Yeah.
again,
Check Temu. You might get one.
between
Don't
you
check
and the
Temu.
ground, tires, shoes, chairs, beds, carpets. Yeah,
Check out-
all the things.
Check out Costco. They have some chairs for around 200 bucks.
Love me some Costco.
They do have some chairs right now. I don't know. They have one going right now. Actually, I just sat in it while I waited for my prescription to get filled,
See?
and it was awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Titan of the Secret Lab, but
Yeah, Secret Lab makes really good stuff.
they're a little spendy.
Now they don't have the ones at Costco don't have footrests.
They do not.
But you're right in the 160 to 250, 280 area. So you just don't have the footrest option. Now if you want just a footrest, you can get like a footrest pillow on Amazon.
That's what I use. It was like
That's
20
what I-
bucks, and I
yeah.
love it.
Same thing. That's what I use, something like that. It was like 20, 30 bucks. But if you want like a recliner thing, that's when you're getting into the much more spendy chairs. So
His
There you
email
go.
goes on. By the way, my Patreon name was Lando is the vacuum salesman of Patreon. Everyone knows what he's selling, and we don't need it. But here we are with a brand new vacuum that we have to convince the wife was a good purchase.
Let's go.
I never have to convince anybody that you're good for us, Landon.
Thanks, Owen.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bud.
very supportive. I'm surprised. All right.
Me too.
Any more emails?
The last two emails are kind of more help desky, so I'll read those next week.
One of them
Okay.
talks about gaming, doesn't it? A console.
A little bit.
Console versus PC gaming. All right. Never mind.
No, let's do that one. If it's console versus PC, that's arcade.
The question is help desk, though.
Oh, okay.
He
It's
just
about
has
network storage.
some statements about. I see. Okay. All right.
Buy that
sounds
good managed storage. You won't regret it. It's a
Like
funny joke.
to go with his managed switch.
Exactly. Nailed it.
Okay, we got a lot of
Manages
short
itself.
stories.
Yeah, we do.
This time around.
Let's bust through these.
So let's talk about. Let's get this out of the way first. Bummer. Monolith Productions, I should say, closed unceremoniously by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers blows in every regard possible. The CEO sucks. David Zaslav. The way they handle their gaming studios sucks.
So this wasn't really his fault. This was David Batten, I think was his name.
He's the ultimate. Zaslav's the ultimate CEO, though.
Oh yeah, he sucks for sure. I would say the only light in the dark at Warner Brothers right now is James Gunn. and
Yeah,
his
we'll
stuff.
see. We'll see. He has a lot on his shoulders.
He does.
Anyway, they have shuttered Monolith Productions, and they made the Middle Earth games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, which were excellent games.
Yep.
They also made games such as, didn't they make Fear?
Fear.
Back in the day.
Also, No One Lives Forever. I think they also made.
Yeah. Great studio.
one
They
of
were
the-
making a Wonder Woman game,
Yeah.
and it seems like if they were making it, it probably was going to be pretty good because they had a good history. But Warner Brothers was like, nah, we don't care about good games. We're just gonna shut you down. We want to save some money. And the horrible part is Monolith, or Warner Brothers rather, they had a patent for the
Nemesis.
Nemesis system in the Shadow of War games. And that patent expires in 2036, and so now no one is able to use that because Warner Brothers isn't going to use it, and
Yeah.
they're just sitting on that patent. So
Yep.
great.
Useless at this point. Monolith had a lot of good games back in the day. There was No One Lives Forever. There was Aliens versus Predator 2. There was Condemned, Criminal Origins, Condemned 2, the Fear games, and the Middle Earth games. And it's one of the things that they did that was really neat too was they had their own custom game engine, and they did a lot of good stuff with that. So this is a shame. It sucks.
Yeah, and they are wasting good talent. It's the executives' poor decisions that caused this, not the developers.
Yeah, they hadn't put out a game in about 6 years roughly, and a lot of that was to do with executives making them change direction all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Lame.
so boo. Pour one out for Monolith, and the guys that develop MultiVersus. They're gone too, but nobody really knows much about them, so they don't bring a tear to your eye as much, but it does suck for them as well. All right, we're gonna file this one under no doy Sony. An ex-Sony exec finally states the obvious, because he's not with Sony anymore, so he can say things like this.
Yeah.
But porting the games to PC is basically just a money printing machine for
Yeah,
Sony.
you don't
More platforms.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would make even more money if they did it sooner instead of waiting like 2 years in between.
Which plays out like the data shows that.
Yeah, because the
Like-
problem is you lose the hype train when you
Yeah.
wait that long, you know?
Like their
you got
biggest
your-
surprise launch, Helldivers 2, came on PC day one.
Did massive numbers on both PlayStation and PC.
Yeah.
And so this
You
is
basically get the diehards. They're like, oh, I can't play it till it comes out on PC. I guess I'll wait, you know?
yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing. And he talks about this too. Sony is severely underestimating the patience of PC gamers.
Yep, I'm willing to
just
wait.
wait
And I even have a PS5, and I'm still
Yeah.
willing to wait.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
did Elden Ring drop on PC right away too, or did it?
It did.
It did, but that's not a
Yeah.
Sony-owned game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from
But it was
software.
but it
so-
was on. But it dropped on PS5 primarily, like PlayStation first, right?
Nope.
No, PS5,
Everywhere on
Xbox,
day
and
one.
PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, Sony needs to listen to one of their former executives right here. Take a page out of his book. Just put everything on PC at the same time. They're going to make more money. All right, moving along to reasons we're mad at Nvidia. There are several.
Oh man.
We'll start with one, which is cutting out legacy software for no apparent reason.
No reason. PhysX, is this that one?
PhysX.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
man.
was basically a program that ran on the CUDA cores that game developers used in the early 2010s, late 2000s.
Yeah, I think even earlier, like 2006, 2008, I know for sure had a game that had it. So,
Yeah. So basically, it's in the name. It was a way to get realistic physics into a game, and it only worked on Nvidia GPUs. It was proprietary, and as time has gone on, those games ran like butter because GPUs kept on getting faster and faster. Well, with the 50 series, they're like, we don't want to support 32-bit CUDA anymore, so we're going to drop support for 32-bit PhysX. So games that ran wonderfully, like upwards of 200 frames per second, 300 frames per second before, now if you turn on PhysX, it's running on the CPU. And at first I thought, no, it's probably not a big deal. CPUs are pretty fast nowadays. No. It will drop below
Did
20
you-
frames per second.
Oh, did
Yep.
you try it? What game did you try it on?
There's
You don't
Digital
really-
Foundry tried it. There's many
Yeah,
other people that
there's-
have tried it.
so
So,
many
like,
examples of it being shown on
Batman
YouTube.
Arkham Asylum at the very beginning of the game, where he's going through the corridor with smoke going up, it drops below 20 frames per second on a 5090.
5090.
Do you know?
Unacceptable.
Have you seen what the fix people are doing?
Yeah,
They're
you
going
put
and
in
getting
another
old-
GPU.
Yeah, they're going and getting
Yeah.
another old GPU and throwing
Yeah.
that into.
So
Yeah.
I've been
PhysX.
tossing around the idea, if I ever do get a 5090, who knows, NVIDIA, of buying a 3050 and putting it in there because it doesn't require separate power. It takes power from the board.
Oh,
And
okay.
dedicating that to PhysX while using my 5090, my supposed 5090 for everything else.
The question you need to ask yourself is, would you actually go back and play these games?
No, I would not.
That's the thing. And like,
Yeah.
to be clear on the record, I do not support this. This is a dumb move on Nvidia. It's very anti-consumer.
Yeah.
And it freaking sucks.
But
However, would I go back and play those games again with?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I've
The
always
games-
wanted to play Black Flag.
The games that use this, it really kind of fell out of vogue. PhysX stuff did in the early 2010s, like 2012, 2013. It was hardly ever used after about 2015. And so
Because everything
most-
was baked by then.
Yeah, and so most of those games I'd probably play on a Steam Deck or my ROG Ally anyway, and those
Right.
don't.
With
So-
PhysX off.
Yeah, with PhysX off, because that's the thing. PhysX was always an option. You could always turn it on or off, right? So yeah, it's. I hate that they did it, and I think they need to fix it. But real world scenario, it's probably not going to affect me.
This has
Right.
probably been their worst GPU launch.
Oh,
Maybe ever? I don't know.
maybe ever. Yeah, it's been absolutely terrible. So aside from this and everything we've talked about before with this launch, on that it's basically a paper launch, that prices have gone absolutely insane above and beyond what they said the MSRP was, and then throw this into the mix as well, you got people showing that some of the GPUs aren't even fully enabled like they should be.
Oh no. Like
Yeah,
so they get
the-
a 5090 and it's not enabled.
There's some, yeah. It's not
Cool.
happening to everyone, but there's a population of GPUs out there. All GPUs that have launched of the 50 series. So this is 5090, 5080, 5070 Ti so far.
Yep.
They are missing ROPs. I don't know how you would say that in short form, but it's basically 6 to 7% performance hit on certain GPUs. And if you're spending $2,000 or more on a
Right.
GPU, you're wanting the best.
You better get everything that's on the paper.
Yeah, and especially if you get a 5080 and it's a 7% deficit, you're getting close to 4080 super territory there,
Uh-huh.
negating the purpose of upgrading in the first place.
Exactly.
Whew.
So we're talking about.
But they
half-
admitted it. So
we-
have they admitted it? So they admitted
They have
it that
finally admitted it. They have finally admitted it,
okay.
and they're saying it's limited to a half of 1% of the cards that have launched have this.
and they're
have
making
this
it
issue.
and they're making it right.
They'll
I
make it right,
suppose.
of course.
I don't believe it's that small because only 5 people have bought it, and if people are reporting it, that's a whole lot more than like 5%.
So few GPUs have actually been sold.
Yeah.
You know. So, but the what was I going to say? I forgot. Anyway, it's ridiculous. This whole launch has been just so bad. Like,
Have they? I've seen more reports of the pin burning on both
yeah,
sides. Is
melted
that still happening?
power connectors.
Oh, yeah, it's another one.
Yep. So
Like both CPU or PS on the PSU side too. So it's like
yep. Though
Burning up
I've seen only one example of the PSU side melting, but everything else has been on the card side. But yeah, it's
I've
this has been
I've seen new connectors that come in and sit as an in between that act like a fuse, where you clip them in line with your power supply to stop it from doing that to blow a fuse rather than burn a pin.
I saw one too that had a display on it that would tell you how much voltage is flowing through each wire as well.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. It really is getting to the point where I'm just like, maybe I skip this generation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that it has that I would maybe want with some of my games is the multi-frame generation.
Yeah, multi-frame DLSS.
Everything else, the 4090 does, just a little bit slower. So
But more stable, it sounds like.
You wouldn't even use
less
multi-frame
risky.
generation, though. You need a high refresh rate monitor for it
the
to be
monitor.
worthwhile.
Yeah, for the monitor I have, I don't even really need multi-frame generation. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I say this, but if I had the option to buy one tomorrow, I probably would.
Oh, I
because
definitely would.
You
I
would
have that
still
money
do it?
set aside, burning a hole
Ooh.
in my pocket.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's either that or a Sigma BF.
Is that the camera?
Ooh, that's the cag.
My
That's the
Sigma
camera.
best friend.
Sigma best friend. Sigma boss. Anyway, moving
happening?
along. What? Was there any other NVIDIA news? I think that was it for the NVIDIA news.
That was it.
Yeah.
Tony and Jaron still don't have one,
We
and they
already
may
know
not want
that.
one. That's news.
That part is news, perhaps. Yes. All right, let's talk about Framework because they're throwing that really, really awesome new chip from AMD in there.
Yeah, they had what they're calling their second gen event, and this kind of could float between Help Desk and the arcade here, but they have one of the things that the main one I want to talk about is a gaming PC that's in their modular format. And it's a mini ATX, so it's like really tiny, and it comes
the size of a power supply.
Yeah, it's like
a regular power supply, maybe
like
a little bit bigger.
Like if I could fit this into a normal ATX case as its own other computer, you know how cool that'd be if you could just slide it into the anyway.
Looking at the pictures of this, you don't get the scale, and so when I first saw it, I'm like, PCs are modular anyway. Why would they do this? And then I realized, oh, it's tiny.
Look,
so
for scale, look at the fan in the picture.
Yeah,
that's a 120 millimeter fan.
Exactly.
It's like this. It's like the size of the side of it.
Mm-hmm. And it comes with. So Tony, I'm going to leave the chip stuff to you because I don't know much about the AMD chip, but the size of it. They said that you could do pretty good 1440p gaming, like 2K gaming.
It's equivalent to a 4060.
Yeah.
So there's a really good video from Jared's Tech released this last week where he basically put the Asus Flow Z13, which uses the same chip, up against a laptop that has a 4060 in it, and they were both basically except for when you there's a few that the driver seems a little goofy on for the AMD stuff. But for the most part, you're getting very, very comparable performance between a 4060 and this chip, which is totally integrated. It's your CPU and GPU, all on one chip. And
what are they calling it? It's the Ryzen AI Max.
Yeah, it's some dumb name like AI
Max Plus.
The Ryzen 395 AI Max, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, AI Max Plus 395 or something like that.
To their credit, it is good for AI though, because the RAM is fast RAM and it's shared RAM, so you can get up to like 90 something gigabytes of VRAM for AI models.
They took a little bit of heat because they soldered the RAM, so it's integrated RAM, so you can't remove it, but
it's
that's
necessary for those kind of speeds though.
I was going to say that's the thing with this chip. On any device that has this chip, the RAM is soldered.
Yep.
You can't get it separate.
So, but it's the pricing's not bad for $1,000 basically. That's the base model, and then you can get another model then that one comes with 32 gigs of RAM. You supply your own storage though, so these all come with you supply your own storage, but the second one comes with 128. That's the higher model for $1,000 more, basically, or $900 more. You get 128 gigs of RAM, which would just be screaming on this with this SoC.
The other thing that makes this SoC so good is they doubled the RAM bandwidth. So most of your RAM bandwidth is 128-bit on PCs, but for this one they doubled it to 256-bit. And so that affects the GPU usage of the RAM greatly, and you can get a lot more performance.
Because it can pull all that. Yeah, because the buses.
Move that data back and forth faster. So
and then that one's pretty cool. It's this little cool gaming tower, basically. They have other models that come with a little handle, so you can carry it around with you. And this kind of went into it was kind of going into the console idea. People were talking about could this be the next console replacement? It's small enough, it's compact enough, you boot it up. I mean, SteamOS has plans of going out on other builds now. Anyway, Tony just
wow, guys, well, this is our podcast now.
He tried to mute
Let's
himself.
go.
Guarantee he tried to mute himself or something and left.
All right.
Oh
crap! Tony's back.
We're about just to end the show.
I just accidentally hit the back button on my mouse, and apparently I was
took you out of the mix.
Took me straight back out.
Funny how that button takes you back.
So
Stupid back button.
It helped us. We had some asking about some college computers too. I think it was Lang for his bonus kid. So they have one of those too. And then there are these little modular. They call them the Framework Laptop 12. It's a little convertible 2-in-1. And then the other one is they made the Framework Laptop 13 uses the same board, I believe, as the other one. Which gives, and it's got next gen features, but they haven't changed the form factor from the first version of their first gen, and so you could technically buy one of these new motherboards and put it, and it fits in the old one, which is so cool. Which is kind of their whole thing, right?
Yep.
Like so. Anyway, I like Framework. I still don't know that I would buy one for my daily driver, but
they're still pretty pricey for what you get.
Yeah.
But the concept is really cool, and as the price comes down, as they, build more machines and sell more machines, and the price starts to come down, then it's definitely something I think it's worth looking into.
Yep. So, but the gaming one's pretty cool, and it literally is about the size of a PSU. It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's crazy looking. It's wild looking. Bananas, I would say.
Bananas. All right. Let's talk about. This is interesting because there's always this debate. We're not Balatro. No. So
I really don't care about it either.
we'll get there. But before we do that, because this ties in a little bit, PC gamers always say we get our games cheaper, and it's like, is that true?
Are we talking about the PC gamers play less than console gamers?
Oh, I thought that said pay less.
No, they play less. So
dang it, my intro was so terrible.
It was good, but they probably do, and we can discuss that. But this one has to do with PC. 40% PC gamers spend less than 5 hours a week playing, and they go in this whole story about how they're like, oh, and then people on console play more, and 36% of console players spend less than 5 hours, and 40% of PC gamers spend.
How are they proving this?
Well, 36% of console players spend less than 5 hours a week gaming, and 40% of PC gamers spend less than 5 hours a week gaming. The data just sounds like, to me, I went, yeah, because people with PCs typically are older, like, they've got money and they've got a job, and the console gamers are just not as like my kids are console gamers.
Careful, Owen.
I know I'm walking a fine line. I'm not trying to say that I love the people that are console gamers. I'm just saying I think there's more. There's more time available for people that play consoles because they're younger. I'm not saying that PC gamers are like, oh, we can. No, I'm not, Jared. Quit bringing it up too. Let the people move past my innuendos and insinuations. Okay, I'm just saying, PC gamers are adults, and we don't have the time. We don't have the same time, or maybe maybe because we PC game, we have to spend more time working to have a PC.
That's the thing,
and therefore we don't play as much.
It reminds me of a long time ago. I saw this little infographic that basically said, you either have time to do your hobbies but no money to do your hobbies, or you don't have time as a result of working, but you do have the money to do your hobbies.
I'm just
gonna say no time to do them.
I'm just gonna say this: there are adults, responsible, high-functioning adults that both play console and PC, but consoles have the added benefit of mostly having kids play them as well. Does that make sense? Like my kids, and of which there are 4, don't have PC game. Like they don't have PCs to game on. They play console. And
it's easier to share a console too than it is to share a PC.
So I'm just saying the console has 2 demographics that apply to it, not just adults that are high functioning. I love you, responsible gamers, but also it has thousands and thousands and thousands of teenagers and, between the ages of 6 and 20 kids playing that don't have.
True.
Anyway, I think the data is skewed is all I'm saying. I feel like this whole data set here where they're saying that PC gamers spend less time gaming is a flawed conversation.
What they need to do is take age into account.
Yeah,
say
they do. If
people
they did,
from the ages of 20 to 40,
yeah,
how are console gamers and PC gamers, and how much do each of those play?
yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of just not having age taken into account. Agreed.
Maybe,
All right.
or maybe they're right, and console gamers are just layabouts that just play too much. You know,
There it is.
There you go. Here, I'll say it.
That's
I'll say
what
it. Right,
Jaron- that's what Jaron was going
I'll
for.
say it right now. If you're a console gamer, you play too much, and the data's in right here on this ColossanGamer.com. Okay. If you don't like it, go look up
Or
at the
console
data.
Players spend less time tweaking and more time playing.
No, they
Oh
don't.
yeah, for sure.
Let's
'Cause
assume
you can't
all
tweak
tweaking
on a
is the same.
console. You can't tweak on a console.
I thought you meant our kind of tweaking.
No.
Oh,
Jaren's talking about Jaren's tweaking.
Oh,
changing the
tweaking.
settings,
booting
running
a
the
game up,
graphics benchmark.
booting a game up just to see the reflections, then shutting it
Yeah.
off and feeling like you gamed.
Oh yeah.
You just described a
High
good
FPS,
Friday.
let's go.
You just described a good Friday night for Jaren.
Like I'll tell you when
Just throw a brand new GPU in there.
I'm
Oh,
telling you,
man.
when the 3090 came out, and you guys, the 3090 2 generations ago, and you guys got it, and Jaren was just booting up the games, that war game that to see the reflections in the water,
Battlefield.
Battlefield, and he's just like, I just booted up to see the reflections in the water, and then I turn it off.
I don't care about playing.
I get killed a lot, but
see
it's just because I'm always looking at my reflection in the water.
All right, let's talk about how Balatro's trying to get kids to play poker.
Only in Europe.
This is. I want you guys to know this is a story that Owen gave to me, and
I
I just ran with because I had no other stories.
I fasted.
So just the real basic, the bottom line of this is like the rating classifications people in Europe, the PEGI people.
PEGI, come on,
PEGI.
just call 'em PEGI.
PEGI. I don't know what it stands for.
PEGI
It's
18.
it's the ESRB for Europe. I don't care. Typically, if it has anything to do with gambling, it automatically gets an 18 and plus rating. But for
PEGI
anybody who's played Balatro knows that there's nothing gambling about this game.
It's a card
No, it's
game.
poker. What are you talking
It's
about?
a card game, Lando.
Just because it's poker doesn't mean it's gambling, Tony. There's no gambling involved. It uses poker hands and poker
Well, they must have.
mechanics. Doesn't
They
mean
must
it's
have
gambling.
felt. They must
The
have felt the
devil's
same
still
way, right?
involved. The devil's still there in
If
the
it's
cards.
got face cards, it's the devil.
It must be. So anyway, some people
They
they
tried.
protested it,
yeah.
and then they changed it, and they're going to redo the way they do things. That's it.
So now
Now it's a PG. Now it's PEGI 12.
PEGI
Yay!
12, and there's new cards, right? Tell them about the new cards.
Yeah,
Lando.
there's new DLC cards
There's new
with
DLC.
other.
Do you have to pay for that?
No, it's free.
Oh, good then. So go Balatro yourself.
I'm
Some
tired,
Balatro.
guys. I'm so ready for bed.
Some Balatro.
Jared and I have completely shut down. If you haven't noticed,
What?
for the past 10 minutes.
Idiots.
Okay, Jaren, tell us about Fable.
It got delayed to
That's not the
2026.
That's the whole story.
That's the whole
Yeah.
story. It sucks.
Wow.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise.
Got delayed. Yeah, who's surprised? Not me. I'm waiting for the GTA 6 delay announcement.
It's coming.
I just don't have
It's
any
got
faith
it, right?
that
Yeah.
they're going to hit that date.
I hasn't bubbled up into my newsfeed yet, so I know that the hype train hasn't been gassed
There
up
is.
enough. You know?
Yeah. I'll bet you.
Oh, also,
I'll bet-
Balatro's on Xbox Game Pass. That's important.
Oh, there you
Sorry.
go. Try it out for freeze. For freezies.
Finally, I get to play it.
Do you have Xbox Game Pass?
Mm-hmm.
You should go play it, Owen. Let me know what you think.
I suck at those games. I can't ever figure them out. I tried playing that card game from The Witcher.
Oh,
Nice.
Gwent.
I'm an idiot,
I
Tony.
really
I don't get
like.
it.
I
I'm not-
really don't like card games and big action RPG games.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
It
it's
slows
hard.
everything down. It's like
It's
you're
hard.
not in that mode.
The only time it's fun in a big action or a big RPG is if it actually unlocks good
If
stuff.
it gives
for
you
to
something, right?
use,
Yeah.
you
If
know,
it's a
but
puzzle, I'm in. But
yeah, but most of it's just like, okay, you want to waste some time in the bar, in the tavern. So anyway, not really.
I'm
for
already
me.
wasting my time playing the game.
Yeah, you want to waste your time within the thing you're wasting your time on.
No, that's Inception. That's Inception level madness.
All right, I think we're gonna call it there. That is
Hey.
the end of what?
Oh no, never mind. No, there's the big Microsoft AI stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about
It'll
that.
save.
I just
It'll
don't-
save.
Okay, we'll
It's-
save it for next week.
You want to save it?
It'll save.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it in Tupperware.
Put it in the Tupperware. Make sure you push the air out a little bit before you close it, so that it
still good.
burps. Okay, that's it. Thanks for making it to the end of this episode of Geek Show Arcade. We appreciate you and your download. And there's Patreon. If you decide you want to donate a little bit, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. And Lando is going to spend the next 7 minutes telling us about Patreon.
First, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you give us any amount of shekels. We are unworthy of that money, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for investing in us and letting us know that you care. We put the great money to use by, hosting the website, the RSS feed, the downloads, the content, all the things. We use it for reviews. We sometimes use it to go on short trips to Las Vegas. Just little things like that go a long way to making us happy and helping us do the show. So we appreciate you and all that you do for us. If you do donate, you get some special benefits. For $1, you get access to the super secret Discord channel. Hey, you get early access to both shows all at once, ad-free, with my favorite show, The In-Between. So be sure to do that. If you donate $6 or more, Jaron gives you a shout-out in the air, which he'll do right now.
Shout out to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and It's Not a Clean Yeast, 'Tis Ripe and Delicious, though. Thank you. Dripping in Lang's Love, Jason Eatman. What does Lambo and ChatGPT have in common? Both have artificial intelligence.
Still intelligence, though.
Still intelligence.
Kyle, it feels like Lando is trying to start a Patreon cult. Smart Fart. Tony the Excel and Power Apps Nerd. Pieman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Jeremy, Cursed Gengar 94. Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 69. Here we go.
I want to hear the energy.
Oh, here we go.
Orgear, Hepises, Jigga, Stack, his like who watch. I'm doing it completely differently this time.
This is a spell of some
Fast,
sort.
Scotch, Jekka, Spudge, Fast, Flower,
It's orcish.
Select Lakagella. DP. Brother Blando Elizabeth Calsodium only wishes he was as cool as Lang. Wesley, Lando, and the in-between are the best. I think I messed that up. In-between are the best. There we go. Fixed it. Stuart Lloyd, today's hits won't win tomorrow's game. And finally, still no Christmas card.
Well, there you go. Okay, that is it. Whoa, why didn't that work? There we go. We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Until then, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.